the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man to go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't here for my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get mad. So nefarious how they don't roll my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my
every time for the sex game, my kick and words, my faith that can't even only been one say. It's like an earthquake, I'm calling you out. Create a constant, just get it from the back. Such a nice place, just a more for all.
All right, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is the second dose of your Sunday night vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. And as per usual, if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Exit stage left. Don't
let the virtual doorknob hit you on the way out. Okay. Hello, Greenheart. Ethelene. Donda is here. Anita Harrell, Miss AP. All right. Buckhorst DC. Luna is here. April. All right. Let's get ready to get black into it. Okay. Everyone get those likes up. 7X is here. All right. TM Brad is here. Shout out to my moderators putting in work. I see you, Chris B. Pearly. All right. Yvonne is here. D Lovely, Miss J, my aunt Egypt. Okay. Jeff ATL, Cookie is in the house. All right. And so let's go ahead and get this party started. Everyone, please hit that like button. Remember, it doesn't cost you a single thing. You can do it absolutely for free. All right. So Rafaela is here. Okay. Leon. All right. Taya Hardrick is here. Oh, so, okay. I see you, Sandra. Okay. So let's get into it. Okay. Emperor Rex, glad to see you in the house, beloved. Now, Queen Shay, I see you. Locked is in the house. With that all been said, before we get started, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes. Okay. Because I don't want to interrupt the interview once we get it started. Okay. Please be sure to like and share. Thank you in advance.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, so don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes oil for your hair at Etsy.com. Just go to Lisa Crafts. You can also find it at Walmart.com. Okay, so again, let's get those likes up. Thank you in advance, beloveds. Doesn't cost you a single thing. And someone complained about my long intros. Someone complained about my long intros, but here's the thing. Hey, Laverne, here's the thing. I play the long intros for the people who are late. Okay, I'm trying to help y'all out. Please pay attention. Now, honestly, sometimes I play the long intros because I'm just not ready with all my receipts yet. But specifically, more so, I play that for you all. For when some of you are late to the chat. Okay, so please pay attention. I mean, I have cut them down just a little bit, as you can see, as of late. Okay, so let's get into it. All right. Luna says, Queen, say your email again. It is Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur at gmail.com. Just like my name is spelled, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur at gmail.com. One of the other moderators, please put the link in the chat. Please put my email in the chat. Okay, thank you in advance. All right, let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share.
My job is to come here and waken people. That's what the Matrix is about, to wake you up from the Matrix, to get you out of the illusions and the lies and the ignorance. Because that's my job. That's what I came here to do. That's why I wrote The Matrix and Terminator, to wake people up.
What if one day you realize that everything you have been taught and everything you'd been indoctrinated to believe was in fact false, that you weren't living in reality, but rather in a simulation, and that all of the truths were hidden from you, and you were simply fed a bunch of lies and programmed to believe certain things that those in charge wanted you to believe so that they could simply maintain control and power over you. People, it's time to unplug from the Matrix. Sophia Stewart was a child prodigy. She's a prolific writer, poet, and creative genius. Those are just a few of the terms used to describe her. She's also the creator and the owner of the Matrix and the Terminator franchises. She's an accomplished award-winning poet who has published over 100 poems. She's a gifted writer, visionary, and has also worked with several celebrities, including Louis Gossett Jr. and Shelley Winters. Sophia has received numerous awards for her achievements over the past few years. After earning the Rosa Parks Award from the NAACP in December of 2005, she also got the Honor Award for Empowering the People from the Las Vegas Music Awards in September of 2006. On June the 2nd of 2007, she was nominated for the international award called Lifting Up the World with a Oneness Heart. This is an award offered to people who have made exceptional contributions to the human family. Some of the recipients of this award include Nelson Mandela, Mikhail Gorbachev, Mother Teresa, Pope John Paul, and Jesse Jackson. Affectionately known as the mother of the Matrix, Sophia Stewart wrote The Third Eye while she was studying cinema at the University of Southern California. Now, this ingenious work, copyrighted since 1981, is the foundation, the framework, and contains the core elements of the blockbuster films The Terminator and The Matrix. Sophia's exceptional talent lies in her ability to create characters, stories, and cinematic magic. In The Third Eye, she has transformed comprehensive metaphysical and spiritual concepts into the most revered science fiction films of the 20th century. The Terminator and The Matrix films are among the most artistically phenomenal and financially profitable film franchises in Hollywood's history. These works have currently grossed over $25 billion, won 4 Oscars, and continue to generate revenue internationally. So, ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you put some fire emojis in the chat and give it up for this exclusive interview with my good friend and mentor, the one and only mother of the Matrix, Sophia Stewart. All right, so Sophia, how are you doing?
I am doing excellent.
Great.
I'm seeing you again.
Yes, it's great to see you again.
Yeah, that Stewart is a mess.
I know it was. I don't know what was going on with that. Okay.
I don't either. Wow, I texted you to show you I was telling the truth.
Right. I don't know what's going on. That's real crazy. They're probably hating on me and you.
Oh, I can believe it. Listen to me. I know about me. So I definitely can believe about me.
Yes.
My first rodeo, okay?
Exactly. Well, you know, they say Big Brother's always watching. So let's just go ahead and get into it before they start acting crazy again. Like they are trying to stop us from getting this done. So anyway, first things first, what gave you the idea to title your works The Third Eye?
Talking about the eye of God, that's why it's called the third eye.
Mm-hmm.
Because on earth we have 2 eyes, but in the heavens, the third eye is the eye of God. And on the Matrix, we're talking about the woman's stargate, her portal, her womb, to bring babies into this earth through the Matrix. The womb is a Matrix is a 7,000-year-old Latin word for the woman's stargate. Terminator is end-time revelation, meaning the end, because in Revelations it says that the Christ would come back, born of a woman, and that woman happened to be Sarah Connor. So the machines in the future would oppress mankind and destroy them, except for this baby being born, JC, Jesus Christ, John Connor. So the machines, they are oppressing all the rebels and people in the future. Mm-hmm. And then they hear this oracle prophecy that a baby is going to be born that's going to destroy them. That's where Revelations makes the prophecy. And they know that who's destined to be the mother is Sarah Connor. So they have to time travel to the past to kill her. So John Connor's JC Neo will not be born. He was using these aliases. John Connor as an alias, JC. Mm-hmm. Jesus used to be called JC, John Connor alias, but the one, Neone, Neo, is a sneaky way of calling him the one.
Okay. Yeah, that's very interesting how you put all that together. And, you know, people use the Matrix very often now when we talk about people being trapped in the Matrix, like people who refuse to see reality for what it is. They're like stuck, you know, in a false reality.
Oh, yeah. And the Matrix, God has me to create the Matrix and Terminator to unplug people. And Kyle Reese, one of the rebels that are battling the machine, know about the oracle prophecy also. So he has to time travel to the past with the machine, the AI, the Terminator, so he can save Sarah Connor. And what happens while he's saving her, he inadvertently falls in love with her and gets her pregnant, but he has to leave. Go back to the future where he came from. He can't stay in the past. Now she's pregnant, she's in love, but the man she loved has disappeared. It's the Immaculate Conception. Was she making love to a spirit? What happened to the man? But the truth is in her matrix, her womb. The baby is viable in her womb.
And me being a shaman, my grandmother's shaman, I'm Cherokee and Portuguese.
Right.
My grandmother's full-blooded Cherokee from the Indian reservations, Missouri. My grandfather, full-blooded Portuguese from Portugal. Neither one of them could speak any English. They created a language when they got married to communicate. So, to my grandmother's gift, me being a shaman, is prophecies that are coming out of me in the work.
Yes, I absolutely have to agree on that. Very prophetic. So let's talk about Morpheus, the Greek god of dreams and sleep, and his relationship to Neo. Please elaborate on that for anyone who perhaps hasn't read the book or seen the movie and clearly has been living under a rock.
To take Neo over to the Oracle, but to train him how to fight the machines.
Okay.
That was Morpheus, even though he got the name of, the god of dreams. But his chief job was to prepare Neo, the one, and John the Baptist was the only one that called Jesus the one. Neo, alias Thomas Anderson, and also known as John Connor, J.C. John Connors. He grows up to be Neo, one and the same in the Matrix, because the Terminator is the prequels to the Matrix. It's the beginning of the epic story.
Now, once you initially completed your works, how were you trying to market it? Like, what was your ultimate goal as far as getting it out there to the public or to the masses?
So what happened was I saw Star Wars, because I'm from New York City. And as a kid, I used to go to the Apollo Theater on 125th Street in Harlem. And we saw every act that you can imagine there. And then during the daytime, they would show films. The Sutton brothers used to own the Apollo Theater, and they had it making money in the day, movies. And I saw Star Wars, The Wars in Heaven. And when I went in there, I understood the concept that George Lucas, but I didn't know Lucas had written it because they said he was the director. I found out many years later that he was the owner, he and his wife, his former wife. And then what happened was I saw the screen credit that he was over at 20th Century Fox. So when I was at USC in the 80s, working on my work, I skipped high school. I'm a prodigy. I didn't do any high school. I skipped all of high school, went into college and got the degree. And my school is USC, University of Southern California, Trojan, and City University of New York. So I was writing The Matrix and Terminator. When I finished it, I looked for Lucas to direct my work. And that's when you see the letters in the Third Eye Matrix and Terminator book, where they are writing me and telling me they love the script and do I have more written on it? And I said a book, and they said send them the book, and I did. And then Wachowski's, they were looking to make a comic book, and they were looking for a manuscript, a book to do into a comic book. And of course, they requested my work. And of course, I got letters back from a lot of them in the ads. They're all in the book, the Third Eye Matrix and Terminator book. So when you get the book, because I've written 4 books on Matrix and Terminator, and I've eclipsed the work with the Matrix Evolution book. So if you want more Matrix, get Evolution. If you want the beginning, get the Third Eye book. And you want more information, the Mother of the Matrix and Matrix Trivia book, all of them are there, and you will see where everything came from.
Okay.
It's right there. Educate yourself, because the movies are only a third out of these books and scripts.
Right.
A third meaning it's only 1 hour and 36 minutes, no more than 2 hours and 15 or 20 minutes. That's just a fraction of the knowledge you're going to gain out of the books. Get the books, read the books.
Right, absolutely.
The books are on Amazon. They're on my website, truthaboutmatrix.com or matrixterminator.com. Get the books and educate yourselves.
One thing I noticed about, speaking of George Lucas and Star Wars, some of that stuff he got from the ancient Egyptians.
I'm sure he did, because Star Wars means the wars in heaven. And he was talking about Darth Vader, the devil, how the devil fell from the light side to the dark side.
Right.
Oh, I recognize his story in science fiction form. He put it in science fiction form, which was very clever.
Yes.
But it was spirituality and metaphysics and a lot of stuff, technocracy, technology. But the only thing, the difference between his work and my work was more advanced because I'm talking about the machine that looked like us, the Terminator, wrapped in flesh, killed but cannot be killed, naked without shame, because he was a machine, but he looked like us. And Lucas was still using H.G. Wells' old metal clankety clank.
Right.
He had the little metal robots and everything, clever ones, walking that they're building on right now. The stuff that he visualized or someone visualized when they wrote it, they're doing it now, but mine is also being done now because there's nothing but clones and drones and test tube babies and petri dish babies and artificial inseminated babies and gender benders and gender manipulated babies all walking around here, seedless and soulless. But they look just like us, but you can't tell that they have no souls or seeds. The soul and the seed is one and the same, of continuation. Without the seed or the soul, there could be no more upon the earth. And the clones, they're just physical bodies with spirits in them. And drones, the machines that I was showing how the little owl drone was listening devices. There are all kind of drones now that fly and do all magnificent stuff that I was talking about in the 80s.
I absolutely agree. So it just goes to prove that your works were leaps and bounds ahead of their time, because even today, currently, researchers ranging from neuro and computer scientists to philosophers and even psychologists, they're trying to figure out ways to program AI with consciousness. Now, some of them argue that there's no obvious technological barriers to building ones that do, but they think it's absolutely plausible. So that just makes your works futuristic.
Oh, yeah, 100 years ahead.
Right, absolutely.
I'm talking about technology and technocracy 100 years ahead.
Right.
You can read the books and see, not on the movies, but the first Matrix and the first two Terminators are exceptional. My work won 4 Oscars.
And that's absolutely amazing. And I love that the Matrix is like the foretelling of biblical prophecy.
It's mentioned 5 times in the King James Bible, 3 times in Exodus and 2 times in Numbers. Exodus 34th chapter, 19th verse, God says, he who opens up the matrix or come out of the womb are my children, including the female animal womb. Mm-hmm. The babies are they're 3-dimensional beings. Our children are 3-dimensional beings. It's blood, water, and spirit, which is called the period. That's where you see the spirit or the shadow. When the sun casts on our body, we see a shadow. The second body is a physical body, which takes 9 months or 36 weeks to make, while the woman is eating from the dirt of the earth. And what is she eating? She's eating food and garlic and ginger and all the wonderful fruits and wonderful foods that are grown in the dirt of the earth, because our bodies is molded from that dirt. It's called the transportation. And then the third body is the seed or the soul of continuation. And that attaches at the 12th week. And that means that when the seed or the soul attaches at 12th week, that means rebirth. And this is why doctors will not perform an abortion at the 12th week, because you're killing a living soul. Now, they can do an abortion up to 11 weeks. It's of the blood, water, and spirit. No baby has been formed yet. It's just the blood.
So it's not only biblical prophecy, but it contains elements of spirituality as well.
Yeah, it's spirituality.
Right.
Metaphysics is spirituality, the spirit of God, but it's done in a science fiction form. Because God wanted me to write it in science fiction form to tell this little story. But the spirituality and the metaphysics and the technology and the technocracy is beyond anybody's imagination. It's beyond anything they've ever seen upon any screen.
Yeah, this is something we'll never see again.
Well, I said nobody can eclipse my work but me. They can copy my work like they copied Michael Jackson and Prince, or they copy a Picasso, but they cannot eclipse the Picasso. Only the creator can eclipse his work. And Picasso is dead, so there will be no more Picassos.
Right.
Michael Jackson and Prince, they will be just copying. And they just cannot carry on the Matrix or Terminator. I'm the only one that can eclipse that, and I've done that with Matrix Evolution. So when you get Matrix Evolution and you read it, everybody's like, oh my God, we can't wait to see this on the screen. It will be on the screen because I plan to do an animation.
Okay.
Yeah, an animation like Spider-Man winning Oscars and an animation.
Right.
And that regurgitation, Matrix regurgitation, resuscitation, resurrection was not the Matrix. They didn't have the logo, they didn't have the characters, they didn't have the graphics. All they did was fool you guys with the actors. Use the same actors, but they had different characters that had nothing to do with the Matrix. It wasn't Trinity, it was Tiffany. It wasn't Neo, it was John Wick. It wasn't Trinity, it was Tiffany with a husband and 2 kids. It wasn't Niobe, it was some old woman general with dreads on. It wasn't Morpheus with some old naked man with the Joker suit on. That fool with the same actors. That's all they did. They pulled a fast one.
Yeah, that was pretty slick of them. A lot of people fell for it too.
Oh yeah, they fell for it because they forgot what Neo looked like. You go back and look at the first Matrix, you see what Neo looked like. Superman never changes. Batman never changes. Spider-Man don't change. Iron Man doesn't change. Neo doesn't change. He don't look like John Wick. Are you kidding me? To go back and look at Trinity, she don't look Humpty Dumpty with her husband and 2 kids. Better go look at Niobe. She looks slick. But she ain't no old general with no dreads on. Better go look at Morpheus. He's cool and slick. But he ain't no naked man with a Joker suit on, making a joke of himself.
Right. Now let's talk about the agents in the Matrix, because those agents are like people that I know in real life who suffer from cognitive dissonance, who see the truth before them, but they don't want to accept the truth because it's too much. So they rather just go along with the lie.
Well, the agents, we got agents all over right now. That when you see black and white, wearing black suits with the glasses, it's like government agents. That's just a slick way of showing that the agents are everywhere, checking out things. They're probably checking out this podcast or this interview. But the agents are everywhere.
Right, because something's crazy going on.
See men in black, they were talking about the government agents. That's all.
Right.
All around us. And hey, I came up with those agents. You can see it in the book. All the characters, the graphics, the special effects, they're all there. The concept, I'll be back, the dialogue, it's all there.
Right.
And I've introduced some other of my work, technology that they can't even duplicate, can't do anything with.
Mm-hmm. Now, I was specifically talking about the agent in the Matrix who, the one that said something, I'm paraphrasing.
The Asian, not agent?
No, the agent, the one who said that he knew the steak wasn't real, but it tasted so good. It's like
that agent, like Cypher.
Right.
Cypher.
He wanted to go back. He couldn't accept the truth, and that's like I was saying. A lot of people who suffer from cognitive dissonance, they don't want to face reality. That's what he clearly didn't want to do.
Yeah, well, he was an agent. There's the agent that's taking the blue pill. If you take the red pill, you see how deep the rabbit hole of truth goes.
Right.
You take the blue pill, you lie and die and kill for the lie. There's a lot of agents right now that are killing and dying for the lie. Those agents are just people who rather deal in the program and believe the lie. I just got off the phone with some of those agents where I had a conference call. It's always going to be people like those.
Right.
That's going to propaganda for the lie and kill. You better not discuss religion. You better not discuss politics and a few other things, because you might find yourself dead.
Yeah, absolutely.
People will definitely kill you over these issues because they want to be right no matter what. And everybody has an opinion, which is fine. Just deal with your opinion and keep it moving. Don't be taking things serious and hard, because there's so many lies and illusions and programs and all kinds of things going on here in hell. So don't cut yourself short for something that you don't know about.
Absolutely. That's good advice.
It's time for people to decide. side they're going to take. You can't straddle the fence.
Right.
You have to serve one of the masters. Who is it going to be? That's the question.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, people need to move on. Everybody has an opinion. Welcome the opinion. Keep your opinion or speak your opinion and speak. But nobody owns the truth, so you ain't going to be speaking your truth. And the only thing you can own up is to your lies.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all people do is own up to a bunch of lies. But the truth, it never changes. It's universal. If you throw something up, it's going to come down, and that ain't your truth. That is the truth. So, and when you go to court, you ain't telling your truth. When you get on that witness stand, you better be telling the truth, or they're going to put you in there for fraud. They're going to lock you up, put you in jail for fraud.
Absolutely.
That's all I got to say. You don't own truth, and stop using that euphemism. I'm going to speak my truth. No, truth doesn't belong to you. Truth is universal. It belongs to everyone. The only thing that you can claim is your lies if you tell a bunch of lies or if you tell a lie.
Exactly.
Cursing things.
Exactly. Now here's the thing.
All kinds of stuff.
When people say things like, I'm going to tell my truth, now to me, that's just their version of the events and usually mixed with some lies.
Exactly. But if it ain't the truth, it is a lie. And that's why I said, if you get on that witness stand, you better be telling the truth, because you mix it up, you're going to be going to jail.
That's right.
Because the judge is not going to ask you, even when Judge Joe Brown and Judge Greg Mathis, they're not going to be asking you, can you tell us your truth? They're going to be asking, can you speak the truth?
That's right.
Tell the truth.
Do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
That's right. Not your version of the truth.
Exactly.
Or not your thought of the truth, or mix it up or whatever. No, that ain't gonna fly.
Right.
That's not gonna fly anywhere. So people need to start using that. Throw that out the window. And you either speak the truth or you're gonna lie. Ain't nothing else going on, okay?
Absolutely.
Nothing else going on. And you're gonna find out which one you're speaking very soon.
I know that's right.
Well, that's for real.
I know it.
That's for real. You're gonna find out which one you're speaking.
Absolutely. Now, what do you think about some of the subliminals in Hollywood movies, for example? You know how the universe, according to universal laws, we have free will, so we have to be able to choose, right? So they have to put the truth out there, and very often it's done subliminally.
All subliminal messages, you really can't see them, but your brain does.
Okay.
So when they want to program you, that's when they use subliminals. Subliminals are used in commercials, movies, and all kinds of advertisement to program you. And it appeals to your brain because your brain is absorbing it and it incorporates it into your being. No, the truth is right in your face, staring you. They are always telling you the truth because if they lie, you're going to find out they're lying. So they have to hide it in plain sight because people are in denial. A lot of people are always in denial and they don't want to see the truth. So if I put it in your face, 9 times out of 10, you'll be in denial and you refuse to deal with the truth.
Yeah, this is true.
You'd rather deal in a lie than to deal with the truth because the truth is very painful. It can be very painful.
Absolutely.
It's painful when someone is speaking it. And it's very difficult to speak. There are people who will go to great lengths to keep you programmed and keep you plugged into the matrix. It's just the way it is.
Right.
You have to unplug on your own. You just got to hear truth and decide if that's what you want to serve or if you want to serve the lie, the red or the blue pill.
Absolutely. Some people walk around like they're stuck in MK Ultra mindsets.
Well, some of them are MK Ultra. Some of them have been programmed. Some of them have been hypnotized.
Mm-hmm.
And all kinds of stuff has gone on with their brains. And like, again, too numerous to say.
Yes. Now, I talked to somebody in the military maybe a couple of months ago, and they were saying that they had been a victim of MK Ultra in the military. So, and then also I read, now what do you think about this? Because I read that certain Disney movies, specifically Alice in Wonderland and I believe The Wizard of Oz, that the CIA actually used those movies when they were programming people with MK Ultra.
Well, I can believe that. If you go back, they said, I'm not for sure, but I think they said that Walt Disney might have been a pedophile. You'd have to go back and research it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, so I heard about a lot of kids getting kidnapped and a lot of lawsuits. You would have to Google all of that. But it's available for people who want to, start delving deeper and seeing what's going on here and what's getting from the masses.
Right.
So it doesn't surprise me, the subliminal messages for kids with Disney and what was the other one you said that there was another corporation or company that you just mentioned besides Disney. Well, there's quite a lot of them here.
Yeah, there's plenty of them actually.
Yeah, others. But you people have heard about it. It's just up to you to go do your research, do your Googling, do your research, go through the archives, go to the library, ask questions, and get you some truth.
Absolutely. Now, let me ask you this, Sophia, because since you're a shaman, do you do any work with stones or crystals?
No. I have a natural gift. My grandmother, full-blooded Cherokee off of the Indian reservation from Missouri, was a shaman. And we have a spiritual gift that is so deep that we can just read. And me being a polymath, I'm attached to the numbers, math cracking the codes. And you crack codes, you reveal a lot of the truth. So I don't do any tarot cards. I don't do any crystal gazing. I don't do any tea leaves or reading palms or reading hands. I just read energy, natural energy,
right,
upon the earth.
Okay, that sounds good. Now, I'm a shaman of Cherokee descent also, as you know, and I do work with stones and crystals. Now, I don't do any crystal gazing, but I use stones and crystals for healing. And the other things you mentioned, like the reading of the tea leaves and the tarot cards, I don't use those either. To me, those things are more so for people who practice Wicca. Okay, now let's switch gears for just a moment and let's talk about your court case.
What made you decide to take your case to Utah? After you were suing in California, wasn't there something shady going on with your attorney?
Well, yes, of course. And let me tell you, I didn't know at the time that my four attorneys, a New York attorney, Jonathan LaBelle, a Hidden Hills and Beverly Hills attorney, Michael Stoller, a Pasadena attorney, Gary Brown, and a Washington State RICO criminal lawyer, Dean Webb, was sent by Warner Brothers. What happened was the FBI was talking to me because I had filed this was criminal copyright infringement. And they had counterfeited my work because I owned the copyrights to the Matrix and Terminator film franchises. And of course, I went to the FBI because I come from a law enforcement family and military. And so the FBI was telling me, instead of me having my case in California, I should have had it in Utah. That's why I had the second case in Utah. But at the time, me being an attorney, and I knew California law because, I went to USC, and I have a degree in journalism and a degree in law.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew the laws of California very well. In fact, I got my own divorce. I was my own attorney that got my own divorce from my New York husband, which was my first husband when I was married to as a teenager, and he was a teenager. So I knew that law. And I thought about it. I could have done it anywhere because they when they counterfeited my work, they crossed state lines. The movie was shown everywhere, including overseas. And so my court case could have been in any federal lawsuit. Any federal courts, whether it was California, Utah, or Nevada. Well, at the time I was living in Utah when I filed in California. And the reason why, because I knew Warner Brothers and them were there in California. They had already sent over documents saying they had no source work and that the Matrix did not belong to them or Andy or Larry or Chelsea. They had no copyrights, no trademarks, or no scripts.
Wow.
They told the truth, and they put it in writing. It's in
Okay.
my Third Eye book. So everybody gets the Third Eye Matrix and Terminator book. That's where it all began. We'll see these FBI documentations, and they will also see where Warner Brothers is admitted to no source work.
Okay, so they admitted that they took this and adapted it to film without your knowledge.
Without paying, and without my knowledge, and without paying a what you call a licensing deal.
Right.
And I told people they stole the money, and that's what you go to court for is damages. Damages, that's money. Nobody goes to court to get credit. Nobody needs no screen credit. They don't need it that desperate.
Right.
And nobody can steal your rights because the copyrights and the trademarks are in your name, and they're registered with the Library of Congress and the Trademark Office.
Exactly. And thank God you had all of that.
Exactly. I had everything. So there was no dispute with them. It was the confusion that the trolls had put on the internet, and the internet is a distribution platform, but they were using it to gossip and lie and saying I was some woman in the 70s when I was a little kid in the 70s, and telling me it took 30 years for me to wear that. There's no court case in Ripley's, believe it or not, or World Book of Guinness. There is no court case that lasted no 30 years. It only lasted 3 years, and I was my own attorney. I won in Utah federal courts September the 25th, 2014, 10 years ago.
Wow.
These people are 10 years behind.
Now, let me ask you this. Yes, I know it has been lots of lies all over the internet. And it seems like it was people trying to run interference, basically, trying to sweep your story, the truth, under the rug.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And try to make confusion and ignorance and make it look like I'm some woman lying or, saying all kind of derogatory stuff. But I told them, like Tupac says, love me or hate me, you still gonna buy the truth.
That's right.
There's not much you can do about it.
Absolutely.
The more controversy something is, the more it sells.
Right. Now, let me ask you this. So when all of this was going on, before you actually took them to court, did they offer you any type of settlement?
Oh, of course they did, because I won right out. But they offered me money right away. Warner Brothers, which was the distributors of the Matrix, offered me like $5 million right off the bat. But the copyrights are worth $4.11 billion. That's what the copyrights are worth for the Matrix and Terminator. And if I wrote the Matrix and Terminator, I'm 100 years ahead, and I'm a prodigy. So why am I going to take $5 million for copyrights that are worth billions of dollars? And people got really kind of mad at me. Well, why didn't you settle out? I'm like, are you crazy? They were going to own the copyrights for $5 million. Schwarzenegger even called me and offered me $5 million. Well, that was $5 to $7 million they did for the Terminator copyrights. And I told them, no, it's not going to happen.
That's right, trying to lowball you.
Well, they thought, listen what they thought. They didn't know I was a prodigy. They didn't know I had degrees. I went to USC and City University of New York. They had no idea who I was. They hadn't investigated. They thought I was just some common person. That $5 million would mean a lot to a common person.
Absolutely.
But it wouldn't mean very much to a prodigy who's well gifted in numbers. Prodigy, we crack codes. We're greater than geniuses. Prodigies are rare. It's like a little 12-year-old girl. She gets a degree and she go work for NASA.
Mm-hmm.
Or a little boy, he's 6 years old, he graduates from Harvard. Do you see what I'm talking about? We are prodigies. We're totally different. We crack codes, we break codes, we cipher information, knowledge, and I'm talking about alien technology and top technocracy and the AI, because I'm born in the digital age, and I'm talking about an AI that look like us, wrapped in flesh, killed but cannot be killed.
Now, let me ask you this. The significance of the numbers in the movie The Matrix, like the number 3 appears quite a few times. There's like the room number. Can you talk about that?
Yes, of course. Because I just told you, we prodigies are well gifted in quantum physics, calculus, ancient sacred geometry. That's what you're looking at. when you look at the numbers running down, the binary codes of the 1 and the 0, it's a logo. I created the logo. That's talking about the machines. The 1 and the 0s are the computer codes. 314, pi. When you add 314, look, it's 8. That's the infinity. That's God's number. When you get to 369, we're talking about multiplication. 3 1 time, 6 2 times 3, and then 3 times 3 9. 369. One and the same number, but at different multiplications. When you multiply from 3 to 6 to 9, and you go into the 10th power, that's multiplications. And when you look at the triangles, you're looking at ancient sacred geometry. When you go up there and you look at the Egyptians' artifacts and Egyptian hieroglyphics and the pyramids and the creations and all the inventions of the ancient aliens that came there. And when you look at quantum physics is what the master is interested in. The little girl, she's a polymath. They're into Hidden Figures, the movie Hidden Figures, talking about these ladies who work for NASA. They supply them the informations and numbers to get their ships off.
Right.
And I'm talking about alien technology. Before I was born, Homeland Security called me and they saw that I was talking about alien technology in Matrix 4 book on page 84. I'm talking about quantum physics, like, how the reversal of gravity, the grids and the magnetism that's on the grids and how they survey and they look for this magnetism, which is life, which is energy or frequencies. And you build different, like McDonald's, or you build a casino or a bank on it, and it's going to be filled with energy. And see, that's quantum physics.
Right.
And calculus is calculating. When you're driving your car and you have to stop at the stop sign, you have to calculate how long it's going to take before you stop at that stop sign and step on your brakes, or when you're parallel parking. See, everything we do is math, but you don't think about it because nobody is telling you. You just program, but you're not thinking. But look around you, your house number, social security number, birth numbers. Everywhere you go, there's numbers everywhere. In the stores, you go to the cash register. When you go to wash your car, the codes that you get. And when you pay for the codes to turn on the car wash, it's just all numbers. Everywhere you look, nothing but numbers bombarding you. 7-Eleven, 21, 3 at the casinos, when you're gambling, when you're playing the lottery. Nothing but numbers.
Absolutely.
Day in and day out.
Now, I study numerology, so I study the significance of numbers and the meaning of numbers, the spiritual meaning, all of that. But like you said, most people do absolutely ignore those things, or they just don't notice it or pay attention.
That's right, but you're living in nothing but numbers. So when you see the binary codes, which are the logos in the matrix, that's nothing but the 1 and the 0, the binary codes of the computer that's raining down on the screen.
Right.
The 1 and the 0 is nothing but 1. But there's only 9 real numbers in the universe. There is no such thing as 10. 10 is a compound number, but you add 1 plus 0 is 1. When you add 11, 1 plus 1 is 2. There is no 11. When you do 12, 1 plus 2 is 3. And everything keeps adding to the root number of 9. No matter if you double it, if you triple it, or you quadruple it, and you keep going, every number adds back to the 9. It all goes back to the 1 because there is no 10. The 0 is the infinity. And if you look at the infinity, it's the number 8. It's 2 little zeros. One little zero sitting on top of another 0. And they go in every direction, whether it's vertical or horizontally. Is saying that God is forever.
Right.
God is the number of infinity.
Right.
And again and again and again.
Absolutely. Now, let me ask you this. So the Oracle in the movie, now, did you base that character off of yourself in any way?
Yes, I created all the characters in graphics and special effects and the concept and the red and blue pill and I'll be back, the dialogue, all that come from me. Once you get my book, the Third Eye Matrix and Terminator book, you will see all of those graphics and special effects and alien technology and all kinds of stuff that will blow your mind in the book. It is infinite knowledge that's beyond. And it's still going on. It's layered So every time you go in there and you read, you're going to see something that your brain didn't see because it's all consciousness. It's talking about the Terminator, end time revelations, where it says that the Christ consciousness will be born of a woman again. And I've told that story in science fiction form. So when you get the third eye matrix in Terminator, it is science fiction, but it's metaphysics, it's spirituality, it's technology, it's technocracy, and it's codes, breaking the codes, numbers, strategy.
Absolutely.
It's quantum physics, calculus, ancient sacred geometry.
Okay.
Mathematics.
Okay, and now another thing is
and time travel.
Right. And another thing that interests me was the fact that it seems like your story, it took a minute before everybody to start finding out that a Black woman actually created the Matrix and the Terminator, because Warner Brothers, whom you sued, Warner Brothers Discovery is one of the largest media conglomerates in the United States. They own cable networks like the Discovery Channel, TNT, TBS, CNN. They even have the streaming service Max.
They own, they're distributors. They own lots of stuff. They own media.
Right.
They own all types of media. And of course, they were hiding the stories for years. But then, the advancement of the internet, the advancement of technology, they can't keep hiding stuff. And there's 8 billion people on the earth. The more people come upon the earth, the less control they have. Back in the day when the beginning of population was always small and they controlled the people, but as technology expanded, the population grew so phenomenal that they can't control anymore. It's 8 billion people on the earth, and so they've lost a lot of control. Now they still control these social networks, and they're all in kind of cahoots with each other. I don't want to name them because everybody knows who they are. Mm-hmm. But they don't control TikTok. That's what's taking them up their asses, because they don't control TikTok. And anybody can become a billionaire just being on TikTok. See, they control all these other social networks, and they keep people down and keep them making only a certain amount of money. And if they don't like what they're saying, they take away their Instagram or whatever, Facebook or whatever they're using to make money. They'll take it from them. They took my Instagram, Mother of the Matrix, but that's fine. I'm going to try to see if I can get it back. But I got Sophia Matrix owner now, and a lot of people are joining me on that one until I get my social media back. Right. On Instagram with Mother of the Matrix. They just hate it, but I got 19.6 million hits just off of my interview with Armstrong Williams TV show back in 2018 or 2019. Mm-hmm. So if they can't stop TikTok, you can become a billionaire just if you know how to utilize TikTok. And they're using TikTok themselves and making millions and billions of dollars. That's why TikTok is not gone away. Because if they weren't making no money, it would be gone in a minute if the people were the only ones making the money off of it. But they can't do nothing about that because it'll cut their own heads off.
Right. And you've said before that some of these social media platforms are nothing more than databases for government agencies such as the FBI and CIA. And I have to absolutely agree.
Well, of course, you already know this because that's the only way Mark Zuckerberg got to get $1 billion, because when the government bought Facebook, they bought the database. They bought the database. That's what cost. That's how he got $1 billion. He didn't get $1 billion for just the platform. He got $1 billion because they got all your information on there, all your family, friends, pictures, connections, everything going on in America is on Facebook and all these social networks. And anybody that owns the data is super, super rich.
Right.
It's common sense.
Right, absolutely.
A lot of people don't think about that, though. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of people don't think about these platforms. Now, these platforms is making super money, super millions and billions for the owners. Amazon, I'm a billionaire. Elon Musk, billionaire. I mean, Elon Musk is worth $308.1 billion. That's what he's worth right now, his net worth. And then super billionaires, Warren Buffett, all of them. Jeff Bezos, what's his name?
Bezos,
yeah, Jeff, and the rest of them, Google, the Google owner, all of them.
Absolutely.
Different banks, but government has to be involved. I told people, you come up with these people came up with the facial recognition or something. They wanted to put it out on their own to make billions and billions. I told them, unless the government becomes involved, you're not going to make no millions and billions of dollars. I'm sorry, you got to have government contracts. I said, all these people that I just named, they got government contracts. You ain't got no government contracts. You ain't making no millions and billions unless you're making it through God. And there are people that are multimillionaire, billionaires through God. And then there's the ones that have sold their souls for whatever they got, money, fame, and fortune. You're either going through God or you're going through the other one. Ain't nothing else going on here.
Absolutely. No arguments there. And like Cat Williams said, there's only two sides, God's side and the other side.
Some of the stuff they're reading in my book, they can't even comprehend because it's on its way. So get the books, people, and see the truth for yourself. Deal with the truth and stop dealing with fantasies out here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you so much for coming on, and I will be speaking with you again soon. I really appreciate you.
Thank you for having me, Queen.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You know how people say life doesn't feel real ever since 2020?
Yeah.
Well, look, it's because it isn't. For the decades leading up to 2020, there was something going on that the general public never could have expected. Certain aspects of our technology weren't only just providing services for us, they were planning a dramatic shift of consciousness. Google Earth, for the last 25 years, has been creating a completely digitized, three-dimensional blueprint of the entire planet, a perfect database of 3D tracked images of what our external world looks like. While all of our devices that were inside the home, riddled with cameras, have been slowly building back-end digitized replicas of what our households look and feel like. Silently, this siphoned visual information was being harnessed to build a massive digitized replica of our world inside and out, a kind of complex virtual reality that perfectly mimics the real one. Our digital footprints were used to create hyper-realistic digital avatars in this world that look and feel just like us. This virtual reality was being prepared for us to step into.
Okay, wait. Even if they made this digital replica of the Earth, how would they put us in there without us knowing?
Our cell towers are essentially riddled with high-powered neural transmitters, which, with properly pressurized electromagnetic field disbursement, could be used to target the consciousness in every individual within range and essentially absorb the consciousness out of the body and relocate it theoretically even into a digital environment. This process is called a snapshot conscious swap. It can happen instantaneously without the individual being able to grasp what had happened. They'd maybe feel lightheaded for a moment, think it was nothing more than a heat wave. And at some point during 2020, that is exactly what happened. It's why a lot of people couldn't smell or taste. The simulation was still catching up to synthetic scent and taste transmission.
Okay, so with that all being said, I hope you all enjoyed that. And those were the websites where you can purchase Sophia's books. Okay, you can purchase all of her books at Amazon, thetruthaboutthematrix.com, and what's the other one? And likes up, everyone, please get the likes up. Remember, it doesn't cost you a single thing. Okay, so that all been said, you can rewind it because I forgot the other website. But with that all been said, Ma'at Egypt says word evil means live. Okay, so anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that. And pay attention to how they tried to discredit her. Okay, you heard from the insider who's her friend. Okay. At the end of the day, they tried to discredit her in the media and in the courtroom. And when she was in California suing the first time, her own attorneys turned against her. They were clearly bought and paid for, allegedly, because they wouldn't even tell her the days that she was supposed to be in court. She didn't have the dates, so she was missing court dates and all of these things. And that was just all a concerted effort to just keep from giving her credit and giving her the money that she was owed. And also pay attention to how she said Arnold Schwarzenegger himself offered her between $5 and $7 million. As she said, that would sound like a lot to most people, the average person, but she knew what she was worth. And someone asked in the chat, I didn't want to interrupt the video, but someone asked in the chat, did she forget to copyright? No, she copyrighted her works. That's why she won in court. Had she not copyrighted, then it would have been her word against theirs. But she absolutely copyrighted her works back in the 80s when she wrote them. Okay, so she had all of the copyrights. She had everything. And that's why they couldn't do anything. They never denied that they adapted her work to screen without her consent and without paying her. They never denied that because they had no, they had no leg to stand on because that was all fraudulent. Okay, that was clearly theft. All right. And so she first went to the feds about it. Okay. So at the end of the day, that's why it's very important to trademark your logos, your names that you use for certain purposes, and things like that. It's also very important to copyright your literary works, okay, and things that you put out there. Because if you don't have those things done, then you can be taken advantage of. Someone can come along and steal those things from you. Okay. And so please pay attention. They can sit there and steal your works, copy and all of that, and you will get no credit at all. So with that all been said, listen, I hope you all enjoyed that. I'm going to conclude this broadcast, okay? And pay attention to how, as I told you on the previous broadcast, and if you missed the previous broadcast, please go back and watch that. It's where her friend Corey, an insider, was basically telling the story about how he was in court with her, and he witnessed for himself firsthand how they were trying to discredit her, and also how he was before the media with her. And they were also trying to act as though she was lying. She's just saying stuff, making it all up, as if she didn't have proof and receipts. But when they saw those receipts, they couldn't do anything but apologize. Okay. And so you have to be very careful about your works, your creative things that you put together, because you don't want someone else to come along after all your hard work and after all the creativity that you've bestowed. You don't want anyone to come and snatch that from you. Okay. About damn time says stay original. Absolutely. And listen, for those of you who follow me on the spiritual channel, you know that I have told you numerous of times some of these things that Sophia talked about. I've been talking to you for years about the third eye. I've been telling you about the pineal gland, activating the third eye. I've been teaching you esoteric and metaphysical information. Okay. And then also, I've told you about elevating your levels of consciousness. You see, me and Sophia are such good friends because we have a lot in common. Okay. We have a lot in common. We're both Cherokee. We're both shaman by birth. At the end of the day, some people go to school of metaphysics, and then deem themselves shaman, but they're really not. They can just use the title, but shaman are born. It comes from a lineage. Okay. So that all being said, we have that all in common, and we love metaphysical. We love to study the metaphysical and esoteric knowledge and information, things that most people aren't privy to because they just don't care to do the research. And also, we were born with spiritual gifts that we absolutely use. For those of you who've been following me since 2020, you know that I have predicted many things. I mean, as of late, the entire debacle with Trump. Okay. And the attempted assassination. Okay. And the Secret Service allegedly being involved. I told you all of this in 2020. And I told you this a myriad of times. Okay. So even though in my dreams, it wasn't an attempt, it was actually what happened. Okay. But so with that all been said, and I also told you all a myriad of other things that I'm not going to get into because that kind of got me in some trouble, some other things that I predicted. But I also predicted Kobe Bryant's demise. Okay, for those of you who remember that, I predicted the terrorist act in Nova Scotia, April 20th of 2020. Okay, I predicted that before it even happened, and a myriad of other things. What I'm saying is we're both oracles, so please pay attention. Now, so everyone please like and share. Luna says, I love your spiritual channel. Thank you, beloved. And here's the thing. We're going to be deep diving and getting into a whole lot more knowledge on this channel as well. We're going to start getting to a whole lot more knowledge on this channel as well, because I really get tired of talking about the same old same that everybody else is talking about. I like to be unique and different. That's why I have my spiritual channel. But also, we're going to be deep diving into some serious knowledge. Now, I'm still going to be covering Diddy with his nefarious self. But at the end of the day, we're going to get into some very serious topics, okay? Some very informative and very good information, all right? So with that all being said, I love you all to life. Okay, everyone, please like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you for the super chats. And with that all being said, I will see you all tomorrow. Okay, so likes up. Don't forget to like and share. Luna says, exactly. You have been on point, Queen. Thank you, beloved. Okay, so each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember to keep the Most High first in your lives. And let me say this before I close out. I have told you all a myriad of times how people copy my talking points and things like that. Now, and without giving any credit, I always give credit where it's due. I always give credit where it's due. But some people, they'll copy my talking points or whatever and things like that, even to do webinars where they're charging people. Please pay attention, specifically my esoteric and metaphysical knowledge. That's why most of that information, I use that. I do that for members only on the spiritual channel. Okay, so just keep that in mind, because the Queen is often imitated, but never duplicated. And that's just facts on facts on facts. Okay, so anyway, I love you all to life, and I will see you all tomorrow for your morning wake up call. Until next time, beloveds, keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the Queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the Queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the Queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the Queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got